I was looking at doing, billboards and how do I, provide a service that is excellent? How do I do something different? And so for me, it was a pretty cool thought process of, hey, if I'm going to pay for billboards as it sits, why not have one that I own and that I can multi-purpose? So some of you have seen the realtors that have moving trucks and haven't understood why or what that risk is. And to me, On the Move has really helped me with that to give me the ability not only to do it, but to do it safely, make sure from the organizational side that it works really well. And you can dive in deeper with Tim. We'll have his contact information on the magazine itself. But the biggest part of it for me has been, I own a billboard now and it moves all the time. So you see this in Vegas, you see a lot of places that will pay for it. It's a great way as a real estate agent to look to get more market exposure. As a loan officer, it's a great way to differentiate yourself. And I'd love to hear from you guys, especially, Kevin, let's start with you. Tell us the story of how you first got started with On the Move Trucking and what drew you to the idea of leveraging a truck for your business.
I think it was 2019, our team had hit, we just got to 30 million. It was like our goal that we had been chasing for feels like forever. We got to 30 million in 2019. I remember sitting down with my wife and I said, how can I 10x this thing? Like, how can I take what we built, double down in the purchase market, and how can I do it by giving back? That was my focal point. So in 2019, we closed 52 veterans. So I thought to myself, this is a home run, right? Like, we can buy a moving truck, allow veterans to move for free. It made all the sense in the world. Truth be told, it didn't stop there. I had no clue of the limits of kind of how the truck would play out. So fast forward, we get the truck. One of our very first events we did was for Manor House for veterans. 22 veterans getting fresh, brand new mattresses, fresh starts from homelessness to renting their first apartment. So that's where the light started coming on. Not only every time you donate it to charities, it's a write-off from a business standpoint, but it also gives you the ability to do really good in the community and do it in a way where I wasn't bragging about myself. The truck was doing the work. So that's kind of where it started from. Tim has been awesome about plugging us in and really, he's helped us teach us how to engage in community, whether it's domestic violence shelters or all these other things. He's been huge on that. So the community angle is where it started.
Absolutely. So, value and impact with that. Since launching, how has it created value for you outside of just dollars and cents? What kind of doors have it opened that maybe if you didn't have that exposure, that visibility, what has it done for you personally?
So one of the things I think I'm most proud of is we've done an annual Turkeys for Teachers drive 5 years in a row. And one of the things I take pride in is I try to organically generate leads to my agents. So we do our Turkeys for Teachers drive. Melissa's in here somewhere. My agent that donates $5,000 every year. Pretty big.
Thank you.
We raised $30,000 and we fed 1,000 school teachers in the West Valley of Phoenix. So every one of those school teachers had to scan a QR code to basically register their turkey, and then we marketed directly to those school teachers. So it was really cool because they all came out, got to shake hands, met a bunch of school teachers I didn't even know. And then we closed 57 school teacher loans in the first 24 months of doing the first
niche, right? I mean, I think that's what all of us look for, whether it's VA home loans, whether it's, fix and flip. We have a lot of people that have different niches. To me, this aligns with all of it, but you're giving back, right? To me, if you look at what you pay for marketing, the average billboard, and Tim, you may know this better, but to me, when I looked at it, it's $2,000 a month, right? And that's for one billboard, right? It depends on the city and exposure. But if I'm looking at spending $24,000 a year, after that's done, it's done. This continues for you not only as a tax deduction for a lot of you, but a way to where it keeps that information out there. And to me, I'll get pictures. My wife will get pictures. Hey, you're moving trucks next to me, right? The value that it's gotten has been more than the cost. You always have to look and see what is the cost of something and what is the value. The value on this has been one of the more rewarding things that I've done. And now, we have more than one in our office lot. We have other loan officers that have adopted this, and it's really been a great growth tool. As far as, we know that trucks just aren't for moving furniture. they've been used for, like you said, domestic violence shelters, everything else. I put mine to where anyone can use it. If you want to use it for a church event, you want to use it for, you know, any sort of nonprofit organization, putting that out there, you have a billboard to show that you're supporting it, and you're not paying anything extra to let them use it, right? It's something that you already have at home. So with brand awareness and visibility, Tim, I have a question for you. From a brand perspective, how powerful is it to have loan officers with their name rolling around the town every day?
Well, first of all, you're setting yourself apart from the competition. And Kevin, what he's been brilliant about getting his ad sold on the back door. And you can see this in the magazine in front of you. You're getting anywhere from $100 to $300 per ad per month. And it's not only getting you exposure to the people out there, you're getting better exposure. These are partners for this. They're going to get the same commitment in mind to get people in the community give back to them. And so it's going to be at the top of their mind to think, who should I go to for a loan? And they see that truck going down the road all the time. You want it on the road all the time because it's a moving billboard wrapped on all four sides. The studies show it does 600 visual impressions a month, and you can't buy any kind of advertising like that.
No, absolutely. And I mean, even went a step further. We bought magnets for the sidewars. For if the realtor that's using it, they have to buy the magnet. But hey, I use so and so. This is my buyer. Reach out to me. So they're actually putting some of their marketing, and I've seen people do different things. I don't have the co-branded sponsorships on the back. I'm gonna change how I get back. That's a great idea.
So I want to add to that too. The sponsors. Tim is actually the one who educated me and taught me how to engage the sponsors. I jokingly remember telling you, like, I'm not getting off the Peloton until I get 5 sponsors today. Like, it's not happening. I'm proud to say, and Tim, you know this, as of February, the ad sponsors have officially paid off the truck. So I have a free and clear truck rolling around town. All of you.
And the market doesn't stop. It doesn't stop for them, and it's seen, right? It's a good way to where a lot of us we're local to our communities, right? To me, it's funny. I have clients that will be moving from Minnesota to Florida. Hey, can I use your truck? No. Put some restrictions on it because I'm gonna have to come back to do it. But speaking of which, because that's a practical lesson I've learned. Tim, what practical lessons have you learned along the way about running and promoting a moving truck company that you want other business owners to know before they dive in?
Don't wait. Everything I'm hearing today is don't wait to buy a house. I mean, every year, obviously, the trucks go up in price. And so the sooner you do this, the more loans you're going to get, the more listings you're going to get if you're a real estate agent. You're just waiting. You're just delaying profits.
Like it. It's factual. I could even ask Major because I think, didn't you rent a truck at your event? What did that cost?
$2,000.
$2,000, yeah. So don't pay $2,000 for one event to have it. That's what Vegas, if you see if you see some of the trucks in Vegas that are running ads for nightclubs or restaurants, they're paying $2,000 a day to run that advertising. So to look at, like, how do I own that piece of it and differentiate myself, my market? A lot of first-time home buyers, we're talking about 1% down products, and you know how tight they are with money. If you use me, you're also getting a truck to help you move. A lot of my higher-end buyers, they're paid for moving companies. They still use it because they have some keepsakes that they don't want the moving company to do on their own. So even your higher end buyers, when you let them know that service, maybe it's a declutter, right? Agents, when you're walking through and saying, hey, we got to get rid of this stuff, right? Instead of it saying, well, they have to pay, hey, good news. Since we're going through this process, it's a good time to talk to my loan officer as well. He has a free truck that you can use if you want to get it done through decluttering. So it's also been a great tool for me for early introduction before I would get one. So fresh perspective, Nick, one of our team members here at Edge, he adopted this, right? To me, it's some of the things we talk about and 1%, 2%, 3% of the people execute on. And Nick's been one of those. So Nick, tell us your story. Like, when did you get started with this? What's the impact been to you? And is it something that you regret doing, or what are your thoughts?
So, no, definitely don't regret it. We actually started talking about it at the last realtor event that I was here. I was talking with Kevin, and it was in March
Yep. And I remember I told Kevin, I was like, man, dude, I need to be able a vehicle to like write some things off. I need a fresh business perspective. He's like, man, I got the best idea for you. And that day he sent me the blueprint for the moving truck and it was sold. And so the next week when we got home, we started strategizing about it. I called Tim. I was like, we need to get on this quick because after we, had our talks about it, I just felt like it would add so much value. I'm in Houston, Texas. It's huge in Houston, so I do loans all around Houston. But what I don't do is I don't do a ton of loans in my little town. And reason being is because there's a lot of like full blood. You have these loan officers that's been there for a long time and everybody uses them. And I needed to figure out how I could get more exposure. And all of us in this room, our main goal is to be seen and to be known. And I had to figure out how I could do that. Having a big moving truck driving around town every day was a perfect way to do it. And nobody else was doing it in my town. Now it's going to go all the way around Houston, which is cool. But in my town, I can do more business. And for me, I felt like that was super valuable. And being able to give back to the community because that's something that I have not adopted in my business as of yet. And so I really wanted to get more involved into that. And so this really helped me do that. And I felt like I just pulled the trigger very quickly. I was like, let's do it. And I had 6 sponsors on the back of the truck and I said, we're going. I didn't wait to do the 12. I was like, look, I bought myself 6 months. That's fine. I got the truck. Immediately had plenty of people reaching out like, how can I get on the back of your truck? So it's basically selling itself. Money loves speed, dude. Yeah. So, and that's what we did. And I felt like I was betting on myself like we do all the time in our business. This was one more way that I was going to bet on myself because nothing's free, right? We still have to pay for the truck. There's an initial investment and all that stuff. But this was what was going to motivate me to get this truck out there to help build my business. The other thing that we've done is every single conversation that I have has something to do with this truck, right? As a real estate agent, if you're a listing agent, you're either using somebody to help stage your homes or you're staging it yourself. If I have this that I can give to you, like, hey, I can help you get furniture to and from your homes, that's a good reason for me to call you.
100%.
If you have a new listing, I can call you and say, hey, just want to let you know if your sellers sell, I have a truck that they can use. So it makes these conversations easier for me to have because we all know that we all hate cold calling. And what we need to do is we need to have a reason why we're going to call people. This just adds one more purpose to that. And that's just the business perspective. I hadn't even gotten into the community stuff that we're trying to do. So you can see how big having something as little as this moving truck can really have an impact on your business. So yeah, I think it's very important.
Yeah, I want to add to this too. Is this guy's execution was off the charts. I think one of the things I heard him say, and literally, I know you love this, is like, I love betting on myself. All right, this made me feel like I needed to grind harder, hustle faster. I needed to do all of the things. And I'm like, that's exactly how that's supposed to feel.
That's it. And to me, we got into this industry because of that. So take a look at the magazine. You have questions, reach out to Tim. For the Edge employees that are here, I do allow this as a deduction too. So when you look and say, okay, hey, is this something that I want to do? It's only used for this business, so it's something we allow. Don't try bringing your personal cards to right? This makes it easy. They have good software for managing. They have the forms to make everything protected. It has a $5 million umbrella policy. You can dive in deeper, but that was the biggest fear for me. Is like, is this exposing me to risk that I don't want? And I think it's been 7 or 8 years, nothing but positive. Even the guys in my office, we put their name on it. They use it. We set up a Google Calendar. Works really easy. Any questions? Reach out to any one of them, or Sid uses it, Andy uses it. A lot of people in our local office can tell you what that difference maker is. And in this industry, when we're trying to, differentiate ourselves, this is something that really provides a good value for both loan officers and agents. So,
Can I answer that?
finish.
I went to our management team and negotiated a deal for Edge Home Finance for employees, brokers, whatever. We're taking $1,000 off the graphics package it's a leasing program, what it is, and then we're also to bring down the out-of-pocket upfront cost to get you into the achiever. We're rolling those into the lease for the first 6 months. In the first 6 months, you're paying off what you normally have to pay up front. And it helps
Absolutely.
Take the drugs down the street.
Love it. Thank you for sharing that to me. Feel it's a good growth idea. You tie the advertising in the back on it. What's happening? You're having business conversations. You know, you're talking to inspectors. You're talking to title. You're talking. You have a lot of different homeowners.
It's a great touch point too.
It's a great way to have something different. So thank you, gentlemen. Let's give them a round of applause. I do want a model truck though. I didn't get one.